Okay, so after the OMD M1 Mark II, we had a look at the new Olympus lenses, the 12-100mm, the 25-1.2 and the 30mm macro. Let's check them out.
The OMD EM1 Mark II might have stolen the show within the macro four photo segment at this year's Photokina, but it wasn't the only product to be announced by Olympus. We also have the EPL 8, which is basically an EPL 7 with a more fashionable and, I have to admit, very nice looking design. Then we have three new lenses. Let's start with the 30mm macro f3.5 because its size reminds us why we love micro four thirds so much. It is really tiny, even slightly smaller than the Panasonic 30mm macro. It has the same build quality of the 25mm and 45mm with plastic barrel and metal mount. It has a minimum focus distance of 9.5 cm and 1.25 times magnification, which is higher than the 60mm macro. You can get very close to an object. Sharpness seems excellent wide open, and the lens focuses very fast on the M10 Mark II that I used briefly with it. Then we have the 25mm f1.2, a very fast standard prime lens that is part of the Pro family. It features a metal construction with complete weather sealing and, like the other Pro lenses, feels very robust. It isn't heavy and seems comfortable to use on smaller OMD cameras that lack a prominent grip like the EM5 Mark II or the Pen F. The focus ring can be clutched to switch to manual focus, and there is a function button on the side. The minimum focus distance is 30 cm. The autofocus seems very fast when I tried it briefly on the M1 Mark II, but it also performs well on the M1. Concerning the optical quality, a few samples taken at the photo show won't do it justice, but at f1.2, sharpness seems to be excellent. The bokeh looks good, as do the separation capabilities, but I do wonder how big the difference will be with the Leica 25mm f1.4. Moving on to the third lens, we find the 12-100mm f4. It is another Pro lens and has an equivalent 24 to 200mm field of view. This is quite interesting considering the constant aperture and sounds like a great high quality all-purpose lens for travel photography, amongst other things. The f4 aperture could be limiting in low light situations where you can't always use low shutter speeds and take advantage of image stabilization. Speaking of stabilization, the 12-100mm is the second Olympus lens to feature optical stabilization and Sync ES compatibility. The latter allows up to 6.5 steps of compensation with the M1 Mark II and 6 steps with the M1. Optical stabilization is good news for Panasonic users as well. Here again you have all the usual features of the Pro lens lineup: a function button, clutching focus ring and weather sealing, including a freeze-proof design. The zoom mechanism is not internal, with the lens extending about half the length. What I like about the 12-100mm is that it doesn't feel that much heavier or bigger than the 12-40mm, even though its dimensions are actually a little larger. I have yet to test its optical quality to see its full potential, but I'm pretty sure the lens won't disappoint. Concerning the price, of course the 30mm macro is the most affordable at $300 and is less expensive than the Panasonic equivalent, although the latter has a faster aperture and optical stabilization. The two Pro lenses are naturally more expensive, with the 25mm priced at $1,300 and the 12-100mm f4 at $1,300.